What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you all doing? My name is Wingsaber, and today we're back with another video. Yeah, this time I just have a really quick video for you guys. It's gonna be on a new-ish Maiev build that personally I've been using, and there's been a variation of it seen at the Western Clash recently. So the variation that we've been seeing is actually Containment Disc at 10 over Warden's Cage. Or we're gonna see Naisha's, Blade Dance, Elun's Wrath, Containment. Any of these really works. Just pick one. Armored Assault, and either one of these, it's fine. So, why Containment Disc? Why would you ever pick Containment Disc over the Clown Fiesta that is Warden's Cage? Well, Warden's Cage was nerfed to 100 seconds a while back, if you guys remember. And Containment Disc is a 50-second cooldown. It's not bad at all. The only real downside is that it's not a point-and-click target like a cocoon, so you might miss it. But even if you miss it, it's a 50-second cooldown, so it's gonna be a lot less punishing. We're just gonna talk about it for a second. So this is the timer you can take to reactivate it. If it reaches the end, it will trap them into a time field stasis, like a void prison, and they'll just be stuck there. You can't hit them, and they can't do anything. So imagine this is a team fight. You walk in, right? You disc their tank, and you just let them have it in the back line. Obviously, it's not gonna be like that all the time. This is like a perfect situation. But it's really powerful in stopping, like I said, front lines. If you see a Diablo using Lightning Breath, you can stop that. There's a bunch of things you could stop. You could stop an Alex using Lifebinder, or you can just literally throw it on anybody, and it takes them out of the fight for at least 6 seconds. Sorry, 4 seconds. You have 6 seconds to reactivate it, and even if you go too hard and die, it will activate even as you die. So let's see if I can try it. Let me see if I can show you that on Mr. Artist Boy here. Kill me. Even if I die, it still activates. So it's more or less foolproof. So this build goes back into using Naisha's, but you could also use Bond if you want, but I still think Naisha's is probably better for this build. Just because you're taking Armored Assault at 16 and not Cruel Chain. Now, I've been running a variation of this as well, and we're gonna reset talents. The only real difference is I like Pursuit of Vengeance at 1. Each hero tethered by Umbral Blind reduces the cooldown of Spirit of Vengeance by 2.5 seconds. At 4, it's gonna be Blade Dance. 7, Elun's Wrath. 10, Containment Disc. 13, once again, you can really do whatever you want. I take Shadow Armor because of the 1. Obviously, Chain Gang is also good as well if you want to take that. Here, you can either go for Cruel Chain or Armored Assault. This really works well with Cruel Chain because you can jump in, get the reduced cooldown, do the damage, and then just jump out or keep going, whichever one works for you. So we're gonna take that just for the sake of taking it. And if you take 16, if you take Cruel Chain at 16, at 20 you always take Shadow Orb, Shadow Strike to increase the burst from Cruel Chain. And at 16, if you take Armored Assault, then you're gonna be taking Shadow Orb Huntress to just really proc it over and over and over again. So, why Pursuit of Vengeance? You miss out on Naisha's, or you might miss out on a possible Bond of Justice, so you do less damage for sure. But if you keep track of Spirit of Vengeance's cooldown, it's 13 seconds normally. Now watch what happens if I just walk in here. Tower cooldown is on. Alright, so look at Spirit of Vengeance's cooldown. Normally, it's 13 seconds long. That's a pretty long time. Because once you go in, you don't really have an out button besides your D. But even then, you can't move that far. So with Pursuit of Vengeance, I can do this. It's on a 4-second cooldown. And you can be in the air for 0.75 seconds. So you really only have like a 3.25 second downtime between your beginning and your end. This really just increases her ability to move around. And I like this with Containment Disc because, like I said, what you can do is you can do this. Hop on the tank, right? Go deep, do damage on him, and have it back up. You can either go back in or go out, you know, whatever you guys want to do. And this works pretty well with Cruel Chain as well, because sometimes when you walk up to them to do the damage, they'll just follow you and you don't get the burst. But with Pursuit, if you hit 4 people, if you hit 4, maybe even 5 people, you can fully reset the cooldown. I can't really show you here because there's only 3 targets, but if you guys do the math, you'll realize that it will fully reset the cooldown. So it will look a little something like this. I messed it up, guys. Alright. So if you guys land 4 or 5 people with Pursuit of Vengeance, it will reset the cooldown. I can't show you guys here because there's only 3 dummies. But I'll show you what that looks like in proccing Cruel Chain with Pursuit of Vengeance. It's up again. We'll do that one more time, then we'll compare it without Cruel Chain. It's up again. It's just instantly up every single time. One more time. Right. And compare that to if I were not running Pursuit. I still have 5 seconds left on my Spirit of Vengeance. Now, in case you guys don't know how Cruel Chain works, every instance of damage you do increases the pull damage, which is the end of this, which is that, by 30%, increasing up to 150%. So what that means is you need 5 instances of damage. Now your Q counts as 1. So if you hit 3 people, that counts as 3 instances of damage. But when you have Blade Dance, using Phantom Knives deals 114 physical damage to enemies around Maiev. So that counts as another instance of damage. So say you hit 2 people with this, that's 4 instances of damage. If you hit this many people, it's 6, but it only caps at 5. So with just that, you get the full burst of Cruel Chain. Just take sounds for the sake of it.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
So 1Q procs every single one. If you guys look above her bar, you can see the vengeance, the stacks on Cruel Chain. Sorry. See, look, instantly all 5 stacks. All right, to recap, take Pursuit of Vengeance or Magician's Memento, go regular Q build, take Containment Disc, 16, whatever you want, 20 depends on your 20 depends on your 16. So when would you take Containment Disc over Warden's Cage? Warden's Cage is really good in maps with big chokes like Curse Hollow, when you're fighting over objective, so maybe Sky Temple. But when you're in like a more open map, you can get away with taking Containment Disc. Something like Volskaya could also work because of the Clown Fiesta-ness of the Conveyor Belts. I like this a lot on Dragonshire as well because you're not always fighting on the objective. But even then, Warden's Cage is probably about as good and easier to use because it's not a skill shot. It's a little slow too. but it's highly effective in isolating a target. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, whatever you guys want to do. If you don't want to do it, then just don't. I will see you guys next time.